What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel, World of Nikola. Hope you guys are doing great. And today we're gonna be talking about AI animation with PixelLab. Of course, we're back with PixelLab, the magical tool. And yeah, guys, we're gonna be talking about 3 different tools within PixelLab. So I have my little chef here, right? It's 64 by 64. Pretty nice looking chef with his green apron. And now we're gonna go to the Animate category, right? And as you can see, there's stuff going on here, right? We got Animate with skeleton. We got repose with skeleton, so you get a rig of your character and you can just repose him. It's basically animating with skeleton, but I guess just 1 frame instead of 2 or 3, right? Animation to animation, which is a really powerful tool, which you'll see soon. And animate with text. Insert and edit skeleton is just a utility. I don't know why they put animate with text as a utility, but anyways. And interpolate is basically you put an end image, like a to and a from image, and a reference image, and it interpolates between those 2 frames. But that's what animate to text does too. So let's start with the oldest tool, which is animate with text. So first thing you gotta do is set a reference image, which I already did, and it will show up here. And as you can see, we got 3 black boxes, which are 3 empty frames. They're imaginary frames because we don't have any frames, but they are there. Anyhow, if you would have had 3 empty frames, it will still look the same because there's nothing drawn there. If you draw something in 1 frame, well, it would show there. So I'm gonna get rid of that. And now, first thing, so set reference image, then the description of your character. I put it already, which is a fat man wearing a green chef apron with the twisted hairs and a white mustache. There it is. And then we got a negative description. That's if you want to avoid something in your animation. We're not going to use that for now. And then we have the action description, which is what the animation is. So this model specifically is one of the oldest ones, and it's not perfect. It does really basic animation, but you can work through it if you're patient and if you know what you're doing. If you in-paint a lot, if you're creative with the tool. But let's do the basic stuff first, just to see what it can give you. So the action description, let's do walk, or actually let's do run. Why not? The camera view, I think this is kind of a low top down, right? The direction, south. Then the number of frames. Let's do simple ones because the more the frames, the more it struggles. That's just from experience. But you can try it and maybe you'll get good results. I think it also depends on the character, on the pixel art style. It all depends because AI is really complex, right? So let's do 4 frames. It's a running animation and no initial image. The guidance weight, we can leave it in default. We'll keep the target palette from the current image and we'll modify the current layer. We can skip to advanced for now and generate. And let's see what we get. So I'm already previewing it. And as you can see, it's not perfect, right? So it's just kind of doing a dance move right there, right? It's I don't know, it's a Naruto move, but it's trying to run. So here, I like what the legs are doing. Here too, I dig the legs, but I don't want, and the face and the arms are wonky. So what I would do is in-paint, right? So you go to the in-painting layer, you paint whatever you want to change in the animation. So I'll paint here. It doesn't matter the color, you can do whatever color. It doesn't affect the animation or the in-painting at all. So I'll just paint here, the arms and the face, because I didn't like how the face turned out. Here as well. The arms I guess are fine, but here the arms gotta change. And is the face okay here? And it's kind of fine. So back here, and you see where we inpainted is what's gonna change in the animation. So we go to the first frame, we do modify current layer again, boom. And let's see the results. It's giving us a more cohesive running animation, right? Boom. He's in a run right now, boom. Looks like he needs to go to the bathroom. Okay, the face is still wonky, but look, in this case, I know this isn't fully AI, but what I would do, just to save time for myself, is copy the face, right? Go to the next frame and just put it in place, and boom, you have the full face. You see? Here also, if you wanted to change the shading, boom, and you got a full nice face. Boom, boom. I see these shadows change a little bit, so I would also, I don't know, I would copy that. You know what I mean? Boom, again, and there you go. You see? Here it's doing, I don't know if you like that, right? Because it's doing 2 pixels instead of 1, right? So it's doing 2 instead of 1 here. But you could either move him down, right? You can move him down, right? Just to make it all go fully down. This goes like 3, so like this, I don't know. It looks like it's walking, right? A little bit. You could change the speed, right? There. But, oh, and we could fix this real quick. This, right? Boom. Like it like this. Boom. I don't know. You can do manual stuff, of course, and it's encouraged. You should do manual stuff because, like I said, this isn't perfect, right? But it's a tool. It's a tool, and you can do inpainting. And a cool thing about the Animate with Text tool is, for example, if you want to do overlays, right? So let's say I want to give him glasses, right? Or a hat. I don't know. Let's inpaint that real quick. I'll do the inpainting tool, right? And I'll inpaint right here and do Ray-Ban glasses. Let's do low, top, down, south. Yep. And let's do new layer with changes and remove background, right? Boom. So we're gonna get some glasses. I hope we get some glasses. There we go. You see? We got some glasses with the inpainting. Boom. There we go. We have it in the new layer. Give him new ears too. That's my fault. Okay, there we go. So we got the glasses, right? Boom. And now, look at this. So we go to the Animate with Text, and let's say we already have the animation with the walking animation, but we want to do it with the glasses. So we just want to add the glasses, right? We would then go here, boom, and boom. So we got our 4 frames. So we set the reference here, and we can let's do new layer with changes. So that would only give you the glasses, and that would be another overlay. Look at this, look at that. I didn't change the prompt, so I hope it works. I think it's working, yeah. It's not perfect, right? You can clean it up, of course, or you can retry it, guys. That's an option. That's always an option. Don't go with the first outcome. I'm doing this because it's a tutorial, but don't do it. Always retry it and see if there's another better version. But yeah, look, we got the glasses, and you see, we only got that overlay. If you want to have the full clean overlay, you could, of course, always clean it up manually, boom, right? And even edit it manually, right? Edit it, make the glasses clean, I don't know, fix this, fix that, right? I don't know. You always have options. Remember, this is just a tool. It's not supposed to do the work for you. That you just go and clean it up, or you could, of course, just do this, right? You copy that. Where is it? So copy that. Boom. Just move it where it belongs. You have the full glasses and just clean it up, right? Boom. I'm sorry. I'm using my trackpad for this. Don't judge me. But guys, that's the workflow with the Animate with Text. You can do overlays. That's how I do character customization and stuff. Pretty OP. You can do it in all directions and keeping it all consistent. If you want a more in-depth tutorial for just Animate with text, let me know down in the comments. But now let's move on. Alright, so now we are gonna look at the skeleton animation, guys. Now we're gonna do Animate with skeleton. We got a new character, we got a policeman, and now we got Animate with skeleton. So this is gonna be fun, this is gonna be interesting. So there's a lot happening here, trust me, I know. But we're gonna take it slow. So first things we gotta do is, of course, as in every animation or almost any tool with a character, we gotta set reference. So click set reference and look at the magic that's happening. Oh, it actually rigged our character, guys. It actually made the joints for every part. And if you do Control Space E, I think, you can move it and you can adjust it however you like. And that's our automatic rigger. As soon as you click set reference, it rigs your character, no matter what character you got. So I'm just gonna fix this, make it perfect. There we go. I think that's good. All right. So I'm gonna get out of the editing skeleton. So we're here with the tool. We got our skeleton for our character. And here you can see it says missing skeleton. So we're gonna go here where it says go to edit skeleton, right here. Boom. Now, here we got more options. So if we didn't already set the reference or estimate the skeleton, we can do it. And this is a template setup. So first of all, we do the direction, which is south or whatever direction you're going with. Or you can do automatic. Seems like they have that too. But we'll choose south, right? Then you choose the template type. They got a bipedal realistic, then they got bipedal semi-chibi, and quadrupedal. That's for animals and stuff, but just a tiny version. So let's do the realistic bipedal. And then here we have animation template. And look at all of this, guys. These are all the animations you can do with this. So it's a pretty powerful tool. So I don't know, let's try maybe a heavy punch. Why not, right? So we're looking at the top down and it gives you a preview of what the skeleton is gonna look like, you see? So let's do low top down, south, yep. There's some other options, same reference and template direction, and fixed head. I don't know if that's, no, we don't want a fixed head, but you can see what it does, right? And then you can adjust the skeleton here, you see? The height, the width, I don't know, the height, the width, I think that's fine, the 10. The head size, really helpful things. And you can offset it, Y and X. So now we go to generation. Oh wait, did we insert it? No. So in the edit skeleton, we gotta click insert template. Boom. And here you'll see it added the template to the frames. So now you go to generation, and here you can see the actual animations, right? Like the skeletons. So now here are the generation setups, like the options. You can freeze one frame or you can freeze 2 frames. Freeze 1 frame will generate 2 extra frames, and the freeze 2 frames will generate 1 frame and take into consideration the 2 frames you already have. If you already have some frames, right? But in this case, we don't. So we're gonna freeze the base frame, and now we're gonna generate 2 frames. We're gonna modify the current layer. The target palette will be reference image or the current image, doesn't matter. And we click generate, boom. I'm gonna hide the pose layer just so we don't see the skeleton. And, oh, you can see it's already taking that pose. Oh, that's funny. But here it did a nice job. Boom, fighting pose. See, and pretty clean too. I gotta say, this model, the skeleton animation, is much cleaner than the text animation. Like it keeps the actual frames and the colors, and it keeps the character much more. This is like a dance move. So I'm gonna delete that frame. I'm gonna keep this one, maybe clean it up a little bit here, boom. And now we can freeze 2 frames and generate 1 frame, right? We can try that, boom. Let's see what we get. It's kind of struggling with this one. You see? It's funny, but we can keep retrying, maybe with different settings. So instead of freeze 2 frames, let's freeze 1, and let's try that, see what it does. Okay, I think this is better because it's taking more context, I guess, right? I don't like that middle frame. Like here, it's alright, but this isn't. I don't know. We can maybe in-paint it, right? So let's do this live with y'all. We can maybe in-paint this part and do freeze 2 frames and use in-painting. No, freeze 1 frame. I'm gonna start from the frame number 2. We're in-painting this and modify current layer. Let's see, because I'm not really happy with that. Maybe it's the skeleton, but no, it's not. The skeleton's fine. You see, now it's better, I think. I hope. That's much better. And let's finish it, right? Because we have 1 more frame. Let's do freeze 2 frames and do 1. No in-painting. Modify current layer. So we're missing that last punch. The actual punch. What? Is that the punch? I feel like it should be a longer animation, right? So we got this, I guess. Let's see. So boom. That's interesting that animation is so short. I thought it would be longer, but no, look, it's just 4. Boom. So let's say you want to make it longer. We could, and I'm gonna show you how. So we can duplicate this frame, right? Boom. Let's delete the animation itself and let's edit the skeleton. So here, what I would do is I would maybe make the punch finish, right? So maybe, I don't know. I'm not an animator, so don't quote me on this. But I'm just trying to make it a little different. I don't know, a little longer, because it does boom, right? It could finish that punch somehow. So we got that, and maybe 1 more frame, maybe, right? So we just connect, all right? Boom. I don't know. I feel like it's gonna turn out bad, but I'm just trying this out just to show you the possibilities, to show you what can actually be done if you know what you're doing, because I don't. So that's my excuse. But if you don't have that excuse, then you could totally make some cool animations. So let's try this, right? Boom. I don't know, I'm not confident in my animation skills, but boom. Oh, there you go. Boom. That's what I'm talking about. And I don't even know what I'm doing. I just like this tool a lot and I use it a lot. But I'm not trained in pixel art. I don't have any experience doing actual pixel art. So you can probably tell because I'm not the greatest at this, but I just feel like showing it to other people because maybe they can do a much better job than I can and do great stuff. Because I just want to see people doing great stuff with this. I feel bad not sharing it. So boom. And then maybe we can just make these a little faster. I don't know. Boom. I don't know. So that's the skeleton animation. And last but not least, we got animation to animation. Let's go to the tool. And the first thing we're going to do is choose the number of images or number of frames the animation we're using has. So our animation has 5 frames. And you can see I have this nice furry character. I made it do a punch animation with the skeleton just to have an example animation. And the cool thing about this tool is that you can simply describe a different character and it'll mimic the animation while making that new character. So for example, a furry blue bear. I describe the action, which will be punch, and just set the settings I like for the shading and details. And boom, let's try it. Click generate, And let's see the result.
Look at that, pretty sick, right?
And that's not the end of it. If we go to image with depth, we can make a new character with the same proportions or in the same vibe. Let's say you want to have multiple characters in your game, so they belong to the same universe. I'm going to try a yellow bear, and you'll see what we can do with that.
And there we go. So now we go back to animation, and what we do is click use reference image and set reference. Describe the character, so a yellow bear, and click generate. And there you have it, the same animation with our reference yellow bear. So I hope you can see the power this has, and I think that's going to be it for today. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, and share the video. And don't forget to hit that notification bell. Peace.